Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com, and this will be the top 10 stocks that I'll be keeping an eye on for Thursday, June 17th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you are a technical trader, maybe somebody that's interested in learning more about technical analysis and trading with charts, then this will be a video for you. And also, I will be using the 30-minute time frame. Our first one, ticker symbol AMC. Been following it very closely, as has pretty much the entire world and financial media. Not a good day today at all, although to be fair, the last 30 minutes did show some signs of strength, so we'll have to see if that leads to anything or not. But as far as areas of resistance are concerned, still have the $65 mark and the 60-50 mark. But what I'm actually going to do here is, this level up here is kind of irrelevant right now given the gap down. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust this area of resistance down to what I would now consider that initial level of resistance right there at the $57 mark. So yes, $60.50 without a doubt is still a very important level of resistance. But my point here is really, before you put any focus or attention on that at all, the price first needs to prove itself in the near term, and quote unquote prove itself being defined as getting above and staying above that the red line right there, resistance at $57. As far as supports are concerned, the level here that's now, there we go. I accidentally grabbed the wrong annotation tool here. But the level that a lot of people are going to be watching, myself included, going forward, right there at basically $51.50. You can see form area of resistance right here. And when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, just basic charting, you want to see the MACD as support, which happened not only there, but also right there today. So you're going to have longs and shorts and everybody watching that level, and wondering, if the price does get down there, is it going to hold? Is the price going to break through? And if the price does break through, then no guarantees, but it's definitely valid to think that that could create quite a bit of additional downside selling pressure. So these are definitely going to be the main levels to watch here on AMC. Our next one, ticker symbol ORPH, a true monster from several days ago, and then today once again has woken back up. Or at least it seems, and I just say that because the latter part of the day got a little shaky with the pullback there. Now, just because it pulled back a little bit does not mean that the chart's destroyed or ruined or anything like that. But yeah, had the price, not started to pull back through the latter part of the day, would have made the list a little more healthy headed into Thursday. But definitely the first key level of support to watch very closely moving forward, in my mind, is going to be right there around 14. 14, very important. Because, and I'm not saying this will occur, but if the price were to go down to 14 and then break through and continue on down, what would that be doing to the price? All of a sudden, that's starting to put the price right back inside of this range that it just broke out of. And not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that go back to where they were, not exactly a sign of true power, true strength. And again, not saying that's what's going to happen, but that is why, in my mind, $14 is going to be a very important level of support. From the resistance side of things, first key level that stands out, very much so at that $20 mark. And then if 20 can be broken, next couple of key little battlegrounds going to be right up there around 21, 25. And then, you have that overarching level up there, basically at 24. But again, just like AMC, talking about this level, kind of, irrelevant right now until the price can first prove itself by being able to get above 20 and then 21, 25. So keep your eye on those couple of areas of resistance. And we'll see if this one has got some more momentum behind it, or if this was just kind of one of those one-day wonder types moves. The next one here, APRE. And really the only reason why I'm looking at this one is sometimes these gap and traps, these pump and dumps, whatever you want to call them, can create some interesting bounces. But yes, this thing, no doubt about it, whatever you want to use it as, or refer to it as, whether that be a gap and trap, price gapping, all the way. Think about it. There's some poor souls buying up around here, and then to just see the thing drop and drop and drop. Or in other words, a pump and dump. But like I said, the level here that's very interesting, and we'll see if it can come into play or not, is right around this gap close location of the $5 mark. Meaning, does the price want, and this will mean a little bit more to those who have traded for a while, but I'm sure you've seen stocks that have this gap and trap, this really nasty movement, and then just when it looks like it can't get any worse, there is a nice quality bounce that occurs. Again, not saying that's what's going to happen, but my point here is it's at least a valid, rational thought to have. So definitely a $5 mark going to be an important area of support. If the price does not hold above there and drops below that, then they definitely, without doubt, the muscle, do or die, whatever dramatic term you can think of, is all about that pink line there, the 200 period moving average. Very famous level in the world of technical analysis. That's essentially valued at 480. So keep an eye on those from the support side of things. And then if the price does try to bounce back upwards, first initial area of resistance can be right there at about 575. And then that would be followed right up there at right around the 605 mark. But yeah, as of now, things are looking pretty shaky, but we'll see if we can get some sort of dead cat bounce or not. Our next one here, TRCH, which I talked about on Tuesday, and overall, good solid day. And I say overall because I do realize there's some perspective that goes into it. If you're a day trader and you bought up there and your plan was to buy and sell within 10 minutes, okay, well then that for perspective, things aren't looking so good. But assuming you care about the grand scheme of things, put in a higher high, pulled back, did a good job of maintaining these areas. And I do want to focus on, I'm going to get rid of these levels down here as they've served their purpose for now. But the big update was price gapped up, came back down, and then just, you could throw this right into a textbook. Classic example here of resistance behaving as support. So when the price broke above that area at 545, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched the video from Tuesday, but even if you didn't, talked about that being an area of resistance, and because the price gapped above it, you'd expect it to act as support. Came down there beautifully, found support, and then bounced off it from there. So more of the story here, the ideal level, meaning, what would make the chart look the absolute best now moving forward, would be at 545. However, from the overarching point of view, as long as the price does stay above that purple line there, the 50-period moving average, then again, from the overarching standpoint, the overall chart, the overall trend is still plenty bullish. As far as areas of resistance, definitely got new data points in regards to that, and nothing fancy or complicated here. Just a question of, okay, well, where did the momentum officially stop today? And that was right up there at 675. So keep an eye on that. But overall, from a trend building perspective, fantastic day. Higher highs, higher lows, and that's what you want. Next one here, ticker symbol ALF. Did this analysis previously, and after today, another good solid move. Again, a little bit of perspective here. I get it. Yes, if you're a day trader and you wanted to buy and sell from there, chart's not looking so good. But from an overarching standpoint, putting those higher highs and higher lows, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that line there as it served its purpose for now. But from the support side of things, first level here, that's still is relevant right there at $6.25. And then as far as supports are concerned, the next overarching level would be that purple line down there, the 50-period moving average. In terms of levels of resistance, first key level now to watch very closely right there at 775. You can see there is quite a bit of price congestion right around that area. Essentially, afternoon-wise, sideways channel formed, and the top of the channel is at that red line there. But then if the price can push up through there, next key overarching level, just again, asking that question, okay, where did the party officially stop today? Where did the momentum stop? Right up there around $9. But all in all, good healthy day, higher highs, higher lows, and that's what you want to see. Next one here, ticker symbol BB. And this is more of just one where I've had several people ask, and rightfully so, it's one of the meme stocks out there. And there's not a whole lot to say, although today there was quite a bit to say, because what had been holding up very nicely at that green line there at 1350. So you go back here and you can see 1350. Great job providing support. Great job providing support. Great job. And then this morning, opening 30 minutes, broke down through it. And then that was all she wrote. So, that's been, from a technical point of view, at least, that's a big violation on the chart. But really, to make this as straightforward as possible, the bears are in full control as long as the price is down below that purple line, which, as you now know, is the 50-period moving average. But, check out how the chart is respecting that level. Got right up there, rejected. Literally rejected right at that level. Right there, cruised right below it, and then rejected back down. So I'm not saying that the price can never get up above that purple line. I'm just saying that there's really no point in talking about, bullishness or strength or the bulls are back until the price can prove itself by being able to get above that level and stay above it. Now, of course, there can be little day trade bounces where you could bounce up and you could scalp it. But from an overarching standpoint, like I said, I'd be very skeptical of any sort of bounce until that bounce can prove that it's actually a strong bounce by being able to get above and stay above the purple line there. As far as levels of support are now concerned, given that key 1350 mark was violated today, next key level now to watch very closely going to be down there at $12.30. And then after that, next key level at gap close location down around $11.70. Next one we were looking at here, going into penny stock land. And I don't discriminate. I'm up for if there's some good stuff going on and if there's good quality volume, then I will talk about whatever. But in this situation, RSHN, penny stock, and did this analysis several days ago, but talked about that trend line right there. And you can see, wow, trend line has been broken. And an absolutely gigantic move on this one. So want to get some levels here mapped out. Actually, I'll just get rid of that trend line there as it served its purpose. But one of the first key levels of support to watch moving forward, going to be right here at this consolidation level of 0.015. So 0.015 is just one of those areas where if you're to ask Clay, what's going to make this chart look the best and the healthiest? Definitely if the price can stay above there. But if the price does drop below it, not the end of the world, because again, as I've talked about from the overarching standpoint, still have that purple line, the 50-period. So as that line implies, moving average moves higher and higher. As long as the price stays above that line, as the line itself moves higher and higher, then the bulls are in full health, the bulls are in full control. I must visualize that. So those would be the two main areas of support. And then from the resistance side of things, nothing fancy or complicated at all. Right up there at 0.019, that's where the party stopped today. So you'll want to keep a close eye on that moving forward. but just out of curiosity's sake, I feel like this has been as high as it's been for, yeah, a very, very, very long time. So essentially after 0.019, in fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to change that to the color of the sky because that is basically a blue sky breakout right there. So keep an eye on that. But overall, as far as the world of penny stocks are concerned, very nice uptrending stock. So we'll see if the trend can continue on this one or not. Next one here, ticker symbol GME, GameStop. And really the main dynamic here that I want to point out is look, I mean, how well the price is respecting that green line there, which I talked about in several videos ago. But I mean, once again, today, the price hovered right around that level, just like it did back on Monday. And, bounce off it directly from a few days ago. But the point here being is that level has just become that much more of kind of an obvious area, which means there's just going to be that many more eyeballs watching it. So longs and shorts, everybody in between watching that level and wondering, can the price continue to hold above it? And while there are no guarantees, if the price were to come down there and break down through it, it is more than valid, more than rational to think that a break of right around that 205 mark could very well create quite a bit of downward selling pressure. So that is without doubt that main area of support. But the good news is because this one started to work its way up all afternoon long. It's created some separation from it. But upon doing that, it's now a very interesting level in regards to that trend line right there, which is right where the price got rejected from. So, I mean, the power of trend lines by using that data point and that data point, you can see those two did a fantastic job of forecasting where that area was. So not saying that that level can't be broken, just saying it makes sense why the price did struggle around that area, and that moving forward, that trend line resistance is going to be the main battleground if there is going to be any sort of additional upside momentum. So let's see how GME continues to play out. Next one here, ticker symbol ITUB. And what makes this one very interesting is that after we got more data today, it's become very apparent that kind of just like that GME 205 mark, everybody watching it, you're going to have all sorts of breakout players watching this 670 mark, which you can see now after today has been rejected once again, just like it was right there. So like I said, I'm not sitting here trying to make it seem like, oh, my ability to draw that line is some sort of great skill or some sort of secret discovery. I assure you people, even with basic understanding of charts, have seen that level and are going to be watching that area and that line. So again, as I've said, when you have lots of eyeballs watching the same levels, wondering the same thing, self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, a break of 670, while it guarantees nothing, it does make it very valid to think that that break could create quite a bit of upwards buying pressure. And then as far as from more of the overarching standpoint, that trend line right there has been doing a very accurate job of, showing that, yeah, there's been some pretty big swings, but within the context of those swings, these lows just keep getting higher and higher, hence the trend line. So that'll be that main overarching area. Now, ideally, if the price can continue to hold above that purple line, that would be great. I mean, just an absolutely great job there of the 50 period holding strong and holding strong. But if the price does drop below it, not the end of the world, because again, you still do have that overarching trend line. But yeah, let's see if the price can make its way back up to 670 and maybe get the break. And finally, looking at my sweetheart here, TSLA Tesla. Try to trade this one every day. Didn't make any trades on it today, but that's okay. However, wow, oh wow, what a setup we have here. So big bounce up, but then look where these upper shadows all of a sudden started to form on those candles. Well, wouldn't you know it, right up around that pink line, the 200 period moving average, the purple line, the 50 period moving average, which you would expect to act as resistance. And not only did they act as resistance twice, in both situations, they pushed the price back downwards. So you're going to have a lot of people noticing that dynamic and now wondering, myself included, all right, well, it seems as though it's found in some selling pressure, but let's see how the price reacts if it can get down to right around the 601 50-ish area, give or take. And if that level can be broken, then the next key overarching level to keep an eye on, in my mind at least, would be down there right around the 596 mark. So as far as supports, 601 50-ish, and then down there at 596. And then in terms of levels of resistance, it's all about those two moving averages, which, just to make it an easy round number, let's just call it 608. If the price can get up and fight above 608, next key level of resistance after that would be up there right around 610.50. So those would be the main battlegrounds and main technical points that I'll be keeping an eye on here on Tesla for Thursday. So that is the 10 stocks that I'll be looking at. If you are interested in learning more about technical analysis, my style, technical trading, how to be consistent and use charts to get consistency, to build strategies, then I do offer a free live class, which I'll give more details about as soon as this video is over. So if you are interested in learning more about technical charts, how I trade, how to build and use technical charts to gain consistency, then yeah, stick around. I'm going to talk about that class right now. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.